So, now we're going to look at another way of using the life compass. And I will have you do this on your own life. And this is just one way of playing around with it. So basically, what I have written here, in my life compass, I have written sort of loads of things under relations. So I have like maybe 15 items under relations that I have jotted down. So I just pick more or less randomly or 3 of those that I think is important. And I place one, so 3 out of 15 or whatever it is. And I just place one thing at each arrow. So under relationships, one could be, I want to have fun with friends. One could be, I'm single and I would like to move towards getting an intimate relationship. One could be that I want to create more closeness in the family that I come from. And then I just do the same with spare time. Just pick 3 out of what you have written down. Health, just pick 3 of the ones you have written down. Same with work and education. Just I'm gonna have you do this later. So you can also see this life compass as each of the arrows being a scale that goes from 0 to 10. So if I were to sort of make a mark here, and the question would be, Fredrik, what has your life looked like for the last week if I take into account both how much quantity, how many actual steps have I taken in this direction the last week, but also quality. What was the quality of it? So sometimes we can do something, it's not much quantity at all, but it has a lot of quality to it. Like the little thing that you mentioned, Lisa, that you just like, the overwhelmed being with email and just like a little thing, half an hour, I focus on the emails and then let go. That's like quantity, like half an hour a day, that's nothing. But something that qualitative could make a large difference. So you sort of try to weave those together and have a combined little mark that contains both quantity, how much, and quality, what was the quality of it. And so if I were to ask myself, so now I'm going to be I'm going to have 2 personalities. So I'm going to be Fredrik the therapist asking Fredrik the client how the last week has been. Okay, so Fredrik, how has your last week been if you take together both quantity and quality? So, well, I would say that like learn all the time. I would say that it's pretty low. It's probably a 1 because I just do the same thing at work because I'm just so stressed. I can't learn anything. I would learn to, I can't even talk. I just want to learn new things, but it's just so much to do at work, so I just can't get it happening. So it's like, yeah, no, quite low. Okay, Fredrik. So when it comes to create closeness in your family, what has that been like the last week? Oh my God, you know, I thought about, I thought about calling my mom, so I would put it a 1, so sort of 1. Okay, so we also put down that you think that you want to get an intimate relationship. Well, I don't really have time for that. That will be in my next life. It's a 1. Okay, so Fredrik, how has it been like fun with friends? It's something that works well for you to get restoration. Well, you know, I sort of, I had a coffee with, no, I didn't have that coffee with Jesper. We talked about having a coffee, but no, that didn't happen, so it's quite low. Okay, so what about being in nature? That's also something that helps you wind down. Yeah, you know, but sort of, yeah, I've been in the nature. I actually cycle back and forth to work, so I get a little bit of air, but I haven't sort of been out in the forest or anything like that. Okay, Fredrik. So what about leisure time? You said that you sort of want to live to the fullest and do something small, nice things for yourself, like go bathing and stuff like that. No, it's a 2. Okay, so what about the home that you like to really create the environment you would like to live in? No, the house is quite okay, but it's sort of turning into a mess because I don't have the time to clean it up. But I actually sort of been watering the flowers, so that would be a 2. Okay. And when it comes to sort of taking care of yourself and health, you said that sex quite often is something that you value and that you like. Yeah, but sort of that will be next life one. I don't have time for that. Okay. So what about enough sleep? You said that you value to at least go to bed so you will have the opportunity that you could sleep 8 hours. But it's just like it's been so crazily insane, a lot to do at work. So I've been sort of getting to bed very late, and I've been working all the time until I'm in the bed, and sometimes I bring the laptop and I do the last stuff in the bed, and then I'm just so charged up. So, and I usually have coffee a bit late, so I just no, it's a 2. It's a 2. Okay, Frederick. So what about regular exercise? That's something you sort of. And regular exercise and nice and varied food. How has that been like the last week, if you both quantity and quality? Well, exercise, no. Nice and varied food, McDonald's and Burger King. Yeah. I don't know. No. It's really, it's all no. I would say it's a 0. Yeah. So we're back to work again. So like you say, you want to have fun at work, and do you actually like do things that take you in that direction? No. It's like work is just so I just feel suppressed at work. So work doesn't feel fun anymore, and I don't do things that actually made it fun before. I used to like joke with my colleagues and have coffee breaks and stuff like that, but now I just do what I have to do to get by, and it's just I don't create opportunities, so it's a 2. Okay, Frederick. But what about like you also said that you want to contribute to something important. What's that like if you look at quantity and quality? Well, here's one thing that because my work is important. It contributes to something important, and I do a lot of it. So basically, like I'm not sure about the quality, but I just do so much of it. So quantity-wise, it would have been 18, but the scale stops at 10. But just quantity-wise, I would still put it as a 10, because it's just so much quantity-wise. And then we connect those like that. And here I stop the role play with myself. And so basically what we see here, we get a visual picture of 2 things. And one is like how much life space I have given myself. So if this is myself there in the middle, it looks like quite cramped, doesn't it? And the other thing it gives me is sort of a feel of the balance that I have in life. So if this was a wheel, how would that roll? So it doesn't really look well, both in terms of life space or imbalance. And here comes the tricky thing, because we talked earlier, we have said it many times, the problem with stress is not stress. What is the problem with stress?
Restoration.
Lack of restoration, exactly. And like, so have fun with friends or be in nature. What's that? Restoration, exactly. So those are times when I sort of fill up with nourishment and my body gets an opportunity to start winding down. So actually activate the parasympathetic response to the sympathetic response, fight-flight response. So, and this is sometimes a trap we can get into if we have too much to do. We talked about resource demand balance, that if I feel that like the surrounding is putting more pressure on me than I can sort of live up to. If we happen to get in that situation, it's easy that we start prioritize away areas that actually gives us nourishment and restoration, which probably will make us even more tired and a bit more ineffective as well. So we need to put more time into that work thing, if that's the work where we have the imbalance towards. And if we still feel that we cannot match the demands, we will sort of take from other areas, and it's sort of become a vicious circle. It could easily happen like that. So here comes also another counterintuitive thing. that when you're really stressed and you're out of balance in life, the way forward usually is to do more, but more of the things that gives you restoration. More of the things that gives you restoration and helps you get nourishment back. And that's different to all of you. So I want you to identify what gives you restoration and nourishment. Like I think I told you yesterday about a girl that I followed up that had done this course 1 year later. I asked her what life was, and she said, it's really strange because now I do less homework and less work at school. She was 18. I spend more time with friends. I have started writing again. I do a lot of fun things. And the weird thing is that I have gotten better grades as well. So that's just one example of that. So what I would like you to do here, if that's okay to you, is just take 3 random things on each piece of the cake, have them connected to a line, pretend that the lines are from 0 to 10, and then do a check what your life has been like. And I also want to remind you, consider both quantity, how much you have done, and what the quality was. Are there any questions before you go on with that? No? Okay. Please go ahead.